It's funny, this coincidence, which is not a coincidence at all, it's deliberate, that according to my calculations, after today's workout, I'm supposed to meet with the organization. I don't know whether the meeting will happen today or several days after, or whether it's a lie and it won't happen at all. We'll see. But Rishi Sunak has just posted on Instagram a video about public safety, and in this video he is holding a machete. For those who don't know what a machete is a type of sword of medium to short length. Now, it's an obvious attempt to try to lower my confidence before the meeting, trying to make me doubt myself. It's like an indirect way to say, you are dangerous to the public, you are mentally unstable, and you have violent tendencies, and that's why we continuously torture your body, because you need to be handled like a wild animal. Well, you know what, even if it was true, they'd still have no right to do that to me, because I am a human being. In the worst case, they could lock me up somewhere, but they'd have no right to do all those evil things to my body, even if it was true. Which it is not. And let me tell you this short story about the machete. Why is he making a video with a machete? Because in 2019, when I often used a treadmill, it might have been early 2020 when I also used the treadmill often, the constant usage of the treadmill was screwing with my brain. And it did give me a somewhat problematic temper. And there was a point that because of that, my mom called the police on me. And I said that if they come, I am going to kill them. And basically, what happened is that I was arrested for an attempted attack on a police officer with a machete that I had at home. And luckily, I was somehow able to get out of this. But I do recall giving the police department an apology for this. And those actions were regretful. I would definitely not repeat them today. And my mother also thinks that it was because of the treadmill, but more specifically she believes that it's because I used the treadmill with the breathing mask that restricted my breathing or made it more difficult. She believes that the breathing mask specifically screwed with the brain. I believe that it was the entire treadmill thing that screwed with my brain and not just the breathing mask. And Other than the fact that it's been years, like at least 4 years, since I have used a fucking treadmill. Other than that fact, if they want to try and make that incident an excuse for why the creature attacks my body, which it still wouldn't have a right to do. Let's look at what happened before that incident. When I was working at a website building company at early 2019, each time I had a meeting with my former employer, the evil creature would deliberately twitch my prostate when we were looking at each other and having a conversation to try and force me into homosexuality. The creature did it not only just once, but it would repeatedly do it every single time I had a meeting with that person, and I can tell you 100% it was the creature. It was done deliberately to try to force me into homosexuality. So you see, the shit started to happen a lot earlier than that incident. The creature would also twitch my muscles when I fell asleep during work, pretending to help me by keeping me awake, although I didn't ask it. Because back then I had the stupid idea of trying to not sleep for prolonged durations. Like I said, 2019 was heavily self-abusive year, but the creature likes that and always wants to pull me back to that year. And when I had a treadmill in my room, the creature would constantly try to force me to use it by stimulating my heel and knocking on the treadmill at the same time, especially when I would look at the pictures of Emma Watson, heavily trying to imply that I should walk on the treadmill in order to obtain Emma Watson. That's the method of obtaining Emma Watson. That treadmill, which did make me have a violent temper at that time, the creature wanted me to use that treadmill far more than I wanted to use it myself. And it began abusing my body far earlier than that incident with the machete. So this is to the English government. Stop making excuses. You have no right to abuse my body. Get that fucking creature out of my life.